What is one of your favourite albums? When you think of it in your head, are you hearing something, or are you picturing something? When we think of our favourite album, we may first imagine the songs that come with it, but our minds tend to visualise first, so we are very likely to see the album's cover art in our heads. That square picture or piece of art has no effect on the way the songs of an album sound, or does it? Does our aesthetic opinion of an album cover affect the way that we hear and listen to that album? When we think of cover art and its relation to an album, it usually makes a lot of sense as to why that graphic has been chosen. It fits with the vibe, right? For example, Pink Floyd's Dark Side of the Moon encapsulates the band's psychedelic nature quite blatantly, or Green Day's American Idiot suggests powerful motives that are prevalent in the album's music, or the Beatles conveying their innovative approach to music at the time and flamboyant personalities. The feel of an album is usually portrayed by the album cover. Whether or not an album is bought physically or found on a streaming service, the album cover begins our perception of it. Fair, we may have heard a single from an album, creating a feel of an album without seeing it. However, I'd argue that when we explore a new album, the album cover formulates our first aesthetic judgment that influences the way we respond to the actual listening process. The square picture that represents the songs of an album is a visual message to the audience. The artist creates curiosity, and in turn, an invitation to the audience. Through the medium of visual art, a conversation is started between artist and audience. The artist proposes a visual representation of their music and asks the audience if they would like to find out more, to find out why that artwork was chosen. The audience tries to guess what an artist is offering through chosen artwork or photography, but ultimately, they have to listen to confirm their suspicions. Visual cues are proven to be stronger than audio cues. This is because we process visual information more powerfully than verbal information, as that part of our brain is evolutionarily older. Since we are more adept at visual processing, it makes perfect sense for labels and artists to assign graphical identity to music. It helps market it. When we actively listen to an album of songs, we still continue to build a relationship with the cover art. It's always in the corner of our screen or our lock screen, a little tiny square that gives our brain a visual prompt to accompany what we are hearing. The resurgence of people buying vinyl records is further evidence toward the meaning we place on cover art. It helps people form some sort of identity. Then you could easily make deductions regarding their personality, whether they are true or not. For the act of claiming some form of appreciation to an album is a statement. The practice of attaching a visual piece to an artist's musical endeavours is straight to the point. It is artistically accessible for the audience, creating a simple visual cue to supplement a potentially dense listening experience. It's a very difficult process for artists to choose their album cover. It will be fixed there pretty much forever, regardless of if they want to change it later on. An audience will have already linked the cover art to the songs in their mind, and it will essentially become canon for that audience. It defines those songs, and it defines every song within an album. The picture doesn't change for each song, it stays the exact same. Album cover art forces artists to decide on a theme for an album, and essentially stick with it. It has helped shape the musical practice of creating a compilation of songs and then calling it an album. Album cover art has no interference with actual musicality, yet plays a vital role in the listening process. It creates intrigue and context. It is very much alive in the sense that it is formed through many social relations and is put forward to the public, where further relationships and interpretations have control over its meaning. Its meaning and what it represents will be different for everyone, and the relationship we have to the songs of an album is definitively merged with a fixed visual depiction of those songs. So, next time you walk past a record shop and choose to go in and browse, you could view it as a trip to an art gallery. An art gallery full of old memories and new experiences that you may own if you wish. So to go back to my initial question, which was, does an album cover actually influence our listening experience? Then I would say yes, because if we find an album cover aesthetically pleasing, then we're more inclined to want to listen to it, and not just listen to it, but enjoy it. So our brain will already think, okay, I like the look of that, and I want what it accompanies and the songs that accompany it. I want to enjoy them, and then further enhance my attachment to this visual piece that I really like, um, or something like that. Thank you for watching and listening, and please subscribe for more vaguely related content.
Classic!